Welcome back to Access Live. I hope you're enjoying our 90s set right here. Kick back and relax. Guys at home, it goes without saying that in the 90s, boy bands ruled it all with fans that rivaled Beatlemania, really.
Really, right? The variety of different boy bands dominated the music charts of the 90s, influenced some of the biggest pop culture trends of the decade, too.
All right, none more influential, though, than NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys, and Access was with them every step of the way. If you were of a certain age in the late 90s, you were a Backstreet Boys devotee, unless you preferred, of course, NSYNC. Both were harmonizing quintets in their late teens and early 20s who inspired Beatle-like mania, as well as a rivalry over which boy band was better. But it was the Backstreet Boys who struck first.
I go anywhere for you.
It was on this 1997 photo shoot in Miami when we first met the Backstreet Boys. Nick Carter, the youngest member, was just 17. The group was already big in Europe, but still relatively unknown here in the States.
We've been together for 4.5 years now, and we've been working, for 2 years without a record label. So we had to work our way up.
Started out performing in restaurants, just singing to anybody who would listen to us, and performing at high schools.
Quit playing games with my heart.
Over the next year, they released 5 hit singles, including Quit Playing Games with My Heart, which catapulted them into the stratosphere and officially launched the biggest boy band craze we've ever seen. They couldn't go anywhere without getting mobbed. Check out this crowd at a fan event outside a department store in Orlando.
Oh, I got his autograph! I did a
We were smack in the middle of the pandemonium going inside that store as a few lucky fans went on a shopping spree.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, how you doing?
You've
already cleaned out everything. Good luck.
Oh, see you later then.
As the decade drew to a close, the Backstreet Boys nabbed 4 Grammy nominations and broke a record with their second album, Millennium. It sold 1.1 million copies in its first week, more than any other album up until that point.
I don't think you can ever get fully used to it. I think we're adjusting to it. Just got to plan ahead now, and take a couple people with you. Wear disguises.
And then this happened.
Hi, we're NSYNC, and this is Access Hollywood. On Tuesday, December 8th.
It was 1998 when we were first introduced to a curly-haired 17-year-old Justin Timberlake and the rest of NSYNC backstage at the Billboard Music Awards in Las Vegas.
All right, come on, baby. You can't really gamble. We want bars. We want bars. Come on, bars. Come on, baby. Okay, like that. Sorry. Got plum. Gotta go. 7. 7.
At the time, they had just cracked the top 20 with their hit I Want You Back off their debut album. In 1999, thousands surrounded the guys when they appeared in New York to playfully promote a new line of NFL toys.
We have the best fans in the world, and we love them to death.
I am winning.
I cannot believe
What?
Just look at me.
They became MTV darlings, attracting crowds so large anytime they appeared on the show Total Request Live, they shut down Times Square.
And I will take you in my arms and hold you right where you belong.
And of course, there was Justin's 3-year relationship with fellow pop sensation Britney Spears, kept on the down low at first, but on full display by the time we covered this charity basketball game in Vegas. Note the nicknames on the jerseys, Pinky and Stinky.
I wanna see you out that door, baby, bye, bye, bye.
But it was NSYNC's second album, No Strings Attached, that sealed their place in pop history. It sold 2.4 million copies in its first week in early 2000, breaking the record set by Backstreet a year before. By the way, that record stood for 15 years until Adele's 25 sold over 3 million copies in its first week in 2015.
And we're always conscious of how lucky we are. We don't lose sight of that.
As far as what we sell, we don't feel like that's our accomplishment. We feel like, you know, the fans who really, really get into our music that much, we feel like that's their accomplishment. Ooh, man, I'm tired of singing.